Hey guys, welcome back to the Simpy Knives YouTube channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at one of my favorite knives of 2020. This is I didn't really make a list, but it definitely has a right to be on some people's lists. It's a really good knife that was made in 2020. This is the Civivi Odium. This one has orange handle scales. And kind of varies a little bit from the typical Civivi pocket clip, just similar to the original design, but it's just a little smaller. Sort of matches this nice small profile. I'll go ahead and compare it to any regular full-size knife. This is the Tucson TS224, one of my absolute favorites, by the way. Gorgeous. I just have it here on the table, so yeah, as you can see, not a very big knife, definitely pretty small. Not a huge amount of cutting edge, but it does have this very generous, nice forward finger choil. So yes, the Civivi Odium looks pretty good. Definitely can see that typical Ferrum forged design. Multiple deployment options. Let's see if I can get the thumb or not. I don't know. Whenever they have like a thumb like this, I always suck at it. But you can slow roll it just fine. You can flip it just fine. You can pretty much just expect with any Civivi, the action's going to be good. So, I mean, this one's no different. And, I mean, I guess, it doesn't like completely drop shut, but it is really smooth, running on bearings. Nice, small. I guess you could almost classify this in the fifth pocket carry category. I really like middle finger flicking it. And it is sort of similar to the Ferrum Forge Mini Archbishop, which I don't have with me on the table right now. Just sort of clearing some knives here. I'll just give you a look of the type of stuff that I got around me. Juice, Chick-fil-A sauce. Okay, back to this thing. Yeah, I guess I'll just sort of give you my thoughts and impressions of it. I like that the pocket clip is a little smaller on this guy. Recessed screws, so that's nice. Functional, deep carry, works pretty well. Let's see if I can put it on this envelope. Kind of strong tension, but this is how it would look like sticking out of the pocket. It's got that little shark fin kind of look to it. Yeah, went over the action. Action is very good. This is a sort of a weird thing, but on this edge, you can kind of see that it's like sharp. I don't know if it is on this side as well. Yeah, on this very edge, there's just like a little sharp point, which is, I mean, like, it's fine. It doesn't really matter. But it's, I guess I just felt it right now, so I was like, oh, that's annoying. Yeah, multiple deployment options makes this a pretty fun fidget knife. The grip on it, I guess you can sort of get your pinky on there if you were going to be using, if you were not going to be using this forward finger choil. If you were, which I guess I recommend, it's a lot more comfortable that way. It's pretty generous. You can get your finger in there without it sort of getting close to the blade there, which is nice. Very generous. I bought this used, and the blade was like stained. I don't know if that's a common thing. I don't think so. But this is D2, so as you can see, you might end up with some of these if you don't take care of your knife maybe as much as you should. Yes, D2 blade steel. There's the marking. Sometimes it's kind of hard to actually find that. When you're closing it, let me do that again. Sort of will just fall, and just do a nice other little shake because the blade is pretty light. This is a light knife. Pretty good at cutting, stays sharp, pretty good time. D2 is a good solid budget steel. Maybe you should just treat it better than I did, although I did buy this used, so it's possible that some of these little dots came with it. Got the little Ferrum Forge design logo on there, which I think looks really nice. And I think that's actually, yeah, that's the only marking, aside from this tiny little D2 marking that's on there. It does have some jimping up top. Sort of goes forward at least a solid bit, so that if you're in this position, you're getting it. And if you're in this position, pushing down, you would also get some of that jimping. Pretty good, not too aggressive. But it has a solid amount of grippiness to it. All right, let's see what else. What else about this knife? Can you switch? Yeah, you can switch the pocket clip to the other side, so that's nice. Lefty love. Man, I had something pop up in my mind that I really wanted to mention, but maybe it was just the jimping. I don't know. Closing it's pretty. I guess it's like relatively comfortable. It's not like super comfortable when you're pushing against this. Here's the lockup. I don't know. Looks like no problems there. You see it for yourself. Little off center. I don't know if this has any blade play right now. Maybe. Yeah, it does have a tiny bit of blade play at the moment. So you should be able to tighten that down. But it's not a knife that has like a problem with centering at all. So, you know, we're not looking for perfection here with a $52 knife. We're just looking for it to be awesome. Flip well, cut well, have good general build quality and good fidget factor. And this has pretty much all of that. Also just in a nice small package with an awesome generous forward finger choil. I think the blade length is like 2.5 inches on this maybe, or maybe the actual cutting edge. I just did this video on the Protect Sprint, so let's see how these compare as fifth pocket carry knives. They look really good together actually. These would make a great tag team. But these kind of have, this of course has just a little bit more, has more belly than the, and this is closer to the camera. But yeah, pretty relatively similar, I guess. This is probably like 2 inches, 2 1/4, 2.5 of actual blade length. But yeah, I mean, you came here to figure out people's opinions on this knife. It's fun, fidgetable, good action. Has a little bit of, what's that? Has a little bit of extra pizzazz with this sort of Ferrum forged design with Civivi collaboration. I guess this part down here is just a little sharp and it's kind of annoying. I guess some criticisms for this knife. I mean, D2, it can be easy to get annoyed with it because, like, look at all this staining and then, like, you already see that. And I know, of course, you can wipe your blades down with stuff. Would also be a whole lot nicer if you just had, like, 14C28N and you could go like this and then not have it have little rusted dots on it like a day later. I don't know. For me, I don't want to be heavily involved with preventing rust, so I don't really like D2 very much. So I guess that's a criticism. For a knife like this, though, I do like, I feel like a small blade like this, maybe edge retention would be more valuable than on a bigger blade. You only have a short amount of place to cut with. And then, I mean, the actual scales themselves, very nicely contoured, look good. I guess it has just like a tiny bit of shadow boxing as well, which kind of looks nice. Yeah, the silver outlining it. On the pocket clip, I guess, you know, it's functional, but it kind of looks, I don't know, just a little strange to me. Maybe just like not the best looking pocket clip. I mean, especially when you look at something as incredible as this one. It's like, why can't everyone do a pocket clip like that? But it's all right. Doesn't look, the pocket clip doesn't look great, but the overall design is good. The action and fidgetability is good. Ergonomics are pretty good, especially if you like, yeah, it's very comfortable to choke up on. Contoured scales make it Very nice. And just really a solid offering, especially when you consider that it's a $52 Civivi knife, which is, you know, towards like not their most expensive options. But I do feel like this knife sort of has like a different little, I don't know, I guess you could say pizzazz about it. It's very cool. I definitely like this one a lot. I think that this is an absolute win from Civivi. I mean, it just wins in a lot of categories. And really the only things I don't like about it are just some minor complaints. Also, I don't really like orange as much, but they have other colors, so no big deal there. Civivi Odium, you kicked butt. Very good knife, and I like it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you're still here, feel free to hit that subscribe button. We're actually almost at 400 followers. I mean subscribers, which is awesome. And then yeah, drop a like on the video if you thought this was helpful or interesting or any of that. All right, guys. Hope you have a good rest of the day. Peace.